Welcome back to the best podcast in the world. That's right, it's us. It's episode 16 of the Bach and Arthur podcast, and we're better than ever.
Yeah, we've got some fun stuff today. We've got some science lined up, a quiz, some interesting debate topics. There's something that Bach always gets annoyed at me for doing, and I'm going to do it and explain why on this podcast.
It's horrible.
And
Stay tuned.
And then we've got a Lara mini game, something Lara's come up with for us.
She's actually a game developer, and she's developed a game for us.
Yeah, she's been coding away over the last few weeks. But I thought to begin with, everyone's loving the philosophy stuff.
You love your philosophy.
I do.
So that makes him happy, guys.
It does. Thanks for everyone enjoying them. So we've had the Ship of Theseus recently. What else? We had the Sword of Damocles. That's
a good one.
So I thought after all the philosophy we've discussed, we should go in for more government testing.
Woo!
Yes. Yeah, not sure what Plato would make of that.
Ode to the last government testing that we did when we found out I was in fact a beta male and he was in fact a delta male, and he can't even remember the information.
Because I'm too focused on running and making amends with people.
Oh, and we got Lara to do Lara did it off her own back, actually. She decided to do the same quiz. What did you get?
She got Q male, right?
Lone Wolf. Lara got Lone Wolf. I don't know if we mentioned that before, but we were basically looking for an alpha. We were hoping that someone in this studio would be an alpha. Unfortunately not. So
she basically wants to run away and leave us.
Yeah, pretty much.
We had to tie her to the desk and just chain her down so she would sit there and produce. Otherwise,
to be fair, Lone Wolf is pretty accurate because she's like hidden away by a box over there.
Yeah, you know we can't see Lara.
We can't see her. It's so funny.
She's in a little cubby.
Cub. Just like we have cubs.
Come on. Okay, so let's step back to a couple 100 years BCE. See, because we're not religious, we say BCE rather than BC. Do you know what BCE stands for?
BCE stands for butt cakes edible.
That and before the Common Era. But anyway, back then...
like, that's one of Taylor Swift's tours, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the Era tour?
Yeah, before the Common Era tour. So that was before. That's how they do it with Taylor Swift. When you're not religious, Taylor Swift is how we gauge time. Anyway,
imagine sauntering down a philosophical runway.
Nope.
Showcasing your reasoning to adoring academics. Are you the metaphysical maverick like Plato, waxing poetic about the forms, or are you more of an Aristotelian ace with both feet firmly planted in empirical soil?
Spoiler alert, I'm going to be Marcus Aurelius.
Okay, so these are the ones that you could be from the quiz. Plato, Aristotle.
I eat off him every night when I have dinner.
Socrates.
Wearing them right now.
You take them off any chance you get, and they stink, by the way. Pythagoras.
Can we make it clear? I do not have smelly feet. I never have. It's just part of my genetics.
Right, that sounds like you denied it and then accepted the charge.
No, part of my genetics is not to have smelly feet.
Oh, I thought you meant, okay. Heraclitus, Epicurus, and that's it.
So they all sound like diseases. I don't think Marcus Aurelius was on that list, so I don't think I could possibly be Marcus Aurelius.
No, he's my favourite philosopher as well.
Same. Because he says some shit.
Yeah, he does say some shit.
That's the problem with philosophers. They're always saying shit.
They're always thinking shit.
That's the problem that's why I don't play chess, because the other player's always doing some shit. That's so funny. Smell this and tell me my feet smell.
He just lifted off his shoes, sniffed it, to get ready to pass it to me and then put it back on because he knows that shit smell like doo-doo.
No, it's because they're brand new, so it just smells like chemicals.
You're having a bad day.
You had a bad day.
Take us on down, just to show me around. We're going to headline Leeds and Reading singing. Anyway, so you're having a terrible day. Which inspirational cliche do you call upon to make you feel better? It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, our brain rot. That's just thinking that. It is what it is.
Everything happens for a reason. Do you believe that?
No word of a lie. Every other sentence that comes out of my mum's mouth is everything happens for a reason.
And she believes that?
I guess so.
And have you inherited that ridiculous school of thought?
She says it enough, yeah. She says it enough, though.
Wait, what does she think's going on in the world around her?
As in, she'll be on the phone to someone and maybe they're like, it's my sister, and she's saying, oh, the birds just shut out my car, it's really annoying. She go, well, you know what I always say, everything for a reason.
Really?
Yeah. It's a way to uplift other people. She doesn't say it to herself.
I guess it's a bit of hope core thing where you're just hoping that, you know, if something bad's happened, it's happened for a reason where there's good to come in the future.
But it kind of turns, but I kind of believe it in a sense that it works well with the idea that everything that is going to happen will happen. So everything happens for a reason, because it's not the same, but
like
it's
a
similar.
reason behind it. It just is.
But it's like,
But I think the reason tends to be, you know, there's a purpose. You know, I had this bad day. That door shut so that another one would open.
no, but everything happens for a reason because it was already decided. That's the reason.
Because like we were talking before about unis, and we both applied to Oxbridge. I applied to Oxford.
I didn't.
Oh, was that a joke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said my unis were going to be Oxford and Cambridge, but I said, nah, can't be arsed. I thought it was clear that was a joke.
Oh no, I thought you were being dead arse.
I wasn't being dead arse.
Well, I applied to Oxford and got rejected. Got an interview. I knew I was on the ropes because I went to one college, did an interview, and then later on in the week they called me for a second interview at a different college. So I think the first college were like, we don't want him, but you know,
They were
he
in
could be.
cahoots.
Go try this college or this college, and evidently I didn't get it. And I told myself everything happens for a reason when I got rejected overall from Oxford. Went to Durham, had the time of my life, started YouTube during then, and obviously now it's my job. And maybe I'd be a lawyer at a law firm not enjoying life as much as I am now without this podcast, without you in my life.
So everything does happen for a reason after all.
But I don't know if there was like an underlying, I think that this is just a natural consequence of that happening.
Okay, yeah, but what if everything happens for a reason being it was already determined?
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Okay. All is well that ends well.
See, I say that sometimes, but I myself don't even know if it makes sense in that situation.
What do you mean?
Because if something doesn't end well and someone hits you with all is well that ends well, you've said well like 3 times, I'm confused, I'm upset, that doesn't help.
But I think they're saying like, even if it ends well, like, let's say you're upset because you've got an exam tomorrow and you think it's going to go really badly and you haven't studied and you're crying and someone goes, all's well that ends well. They're basically saying, if you end up doing the exam and doing well, to your surprise, it doesn't matter about your worries because everything that ends well is well.
Right.
Does that make sense?
But what if something's just happened and it hasn't ended well? What if you're crying because you failed in your exam and someone goes, all's well that ends well? I just think people aren't using it right.
Yeah, people probably aren't using it right. I think they're just saying, sounds like people around you just say these philosophical
Yeah, they don't say any other
catchphrases
words.
without
They
understanding what they
all
mean.
have catchphrases. Yeah, all's well that.
But that's like, you know, someone could have
All's
turned
well
to
that
me and
ends
been like, listen, mate, you got rejected from Oxford, but all's well that ends well. And I'm like, oh, no. And technically, where I am now, that thing has ended well.
But you're going to end up dead, maybe.
That's true. So you don't like that one either. Grin and bear it.
What is that? The last option?
Yeah.
So what was the first one?
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Next.
Everything happens for a reason.
So I like it is what it is or grin and bear it because they're both the same outlook. It's like that's just a situation.
It's quite
gotta get on with it.
stoic.
Yeah, it's more like
I think this will push you towards one of the stoics.
it's like rather than just dwelling on it, you can't do anything about it. So
Yeah. Marcus
gotta move
Aurelius has a really dark quote in, I think, Meditations, because he's famously a Stoic. And sort of a lot of his writings are talking about how sort of, if, you know, you need to accept that life is full of misery and suffering. And when you come to terms with that and overcome the challenges that you can overcome, that's the best you can do. And, you know, you'll be much better for it. And one of the things he says is things can never really get that bad because the answer to ridding yourself of the really bad things is in front of you. You need only turn over your wrists. And he was basically saying that things can't get that bad because if they're ever that bad, you can always just kill yourself, which is incredibly dark, but also kind of true.
yeah,
Because he's like, you can always just put yourself out of your misery. I remember reading that and just being like, imagine some person who's got a tendency to have dark thoughts like that. And they're reading that and they're going, God, life sucks, but I need to keep power through. I'm going to read some perhaps philosophy to give me a reason to live.
Yeah,
and they
that's
just
great
have
advice.
Marcus Aurelius being like, don't worry, mate. If things get really bad, you can always just off yourself.
And it's not like technically true as well because imagine you're like someone kidnaps you
Yeah.
and you're like restrained and you physically can't kill yourself.
That's kind of true.
So
Didn't think about that one, did you, Marcus?
I don't think Marcus really lived in the 21st century.
Bro evidently never got kidnapped.
Never played GTA.
You got some things to teach him. So which one are you picking? It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. All's well that ends well, grin and bear it.
I think it is what it is. I think grin and bear it is a bit of a like, it kind of shuts down any emotion.
Yeah, the grin, the putting on the fake face. It is what it is accepting it.
Yeah.
Grin and bearing it is almost like lying about it. It's like,
because I can also picture it being said by someone who's very stern, like a traditional old man, just going, "Oh, grin and bear it."
yeah,
Like, get over it.
yeah.
But you're
At
allowed
least
to
with
show
it-
emotion. I think,
yeah. Okay, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Next up, you've been sent by your kingdom to slay the evil dragon.
Sounds about right.
How do you go about this valiant task?
So, I'll schmooze it into bed.
Right, well, it's multiple choice, and that is not one of them.
Go ahead.
Bro thinks he's Donkey from Shrek. Okay, first up.
My bad. I misread this situation.
I charge into the dragon's lair before I can feel any fear.
Is that a euphemism or is it serious?
Stop thinking about it's a girl dragon. Of course it is. I mean, no? Okay. I carefully calculate each move. I plan for the worst and hope for the best. Or I ditch the task and go party instead.
I think you know the answer to this question because we played Minecraft the other night and we attacked a pillager's tower. And we had two very different approaches.
Yeah.
One man came out alive, let's put it that way.
Yeah, because he burned me down. He decided, we were charging up on this tower side by side. I'm starting to slay these, what are they called?
Pillagers.
Pillagers. And I get backed into a corner and there's two of them hitting me from two angles and I'm running out of health. And I'm like, Batch, wait, where are you? Take one of these off me. And I look up and he's miles above me, pouring lava on everyone, burning down the tower I'm in. So not only do I die because my brother is not there to support me, I come back and where my items would have been is just a pit of lava and they've all burnt to smithereens.
But I killed them all.
You also erased all progress I made because I lost all my levels and all my items, including a diamond pickaxe.
Which I actually found that big juicy vein of diamonds anyway.
So I think yours is I ditch the task and go party instead.
No, mine is calculated. I calculate. You went running in.
That was not calculated.
I built my own tower and I poured lava on them. I said, there's only one way to get rid of these people. We need to make them burn.
Okay. That's pretty dark.
I
but
calculated it.
I can't believe this. Oh, this is an interesting one. How do you prefer to learn complicated concepts? With lots of visuals? Any thoughts on that?
No.
Like if someone's like, oh, I just found out about this thing women have called boobs. I'd be like, I'm a visual learner. Stop talking. Less describing.
Creep. If I heard that, I'd be like, oh, I already knew that about the female anatomy because I'm a feminist and I research these topics.
You've been Googling that thing since day one.
That thing.
With lots of visuals, applying math to it.
What else?
By asking lots of questions.
What else?
You are a big questioner.
Yeah.
Whenever I tell you things, you always ask a lot of questions back. It makes the podcast work, actually.
Yeah.
You don't really bring much to the table. No, I'm joking. You don't read a lot before the podcast episodes about stuff.
No.
You love deep diving into it.
Yeah, I go in blind. I don't prep for it.
Yeah. Or reading on your own. Well, it definitely ain't that one.
Actually, the thing is, with my degree, I did basically just read into it all solo. And I did like
true.
doing that.
Do you prefer that to asking questions?
But I think I would learn better actually having... Like, I'm trying to think, if I want to learn about something just off my own back, say I read about something about black holes and I want to learn more in depth about it, I'll do some searching on Safari. Won't really get anywhere because it's just written down. It's not easy to follow. If there's a video of Brian Cox talking about it and he's speaking about it in depth in a way that's easy to understand, that's the best way I learn, I think. So I don't know if...
That's kind of watch a lot of visuals then.
Yeah, do you reckon visuals is
Do you
the
like
best?
Do you like it visually explained? Do you like diagrams? Like if you're learning about a black hole.
Yeah, I do actually. Because they could talk about the Schwarzschild radius, but I want to be able to see where that is.
Interesting.
Rather than just know about it. Like if someone says, say this radius is going to be 20 kilometers away from the center. I kind of want a diagram to show me how far that actually is rather than you just telling me 20 kilometers.
That's fair.
Would you agree on that?
Yeah, I do.
I think visuals, yeah.
Okay, I've locked it in. Question 4. You just accomplished a major life goal. What do you think helped you the most along the way? Your even disposition.
What's that?
I'm guessing it just means you're sort of a fairly balanced person overall, I guess.
Like Mario on Mario Sonic Olympic Games?
Sure. Pure relentlessness. You are quite relentless.
How so?
You're in constant relentless pursuit of internet fame.
That's true.
By the way, when we were filming this Minecraft video, I was like, oh, can you put this in the calendar? We're going to have another romantic date night. And he was like, wait, what? I've got something on that day. Oh no, it's please hit 5 million subscribers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I looked into my calendar. I was thinking, oh, what's this? What have I put in? It says, it literally says in there, should have hit 5 million subs. Way off. But I'm setting these unrealistic goals. There's no point in actually ever hitting your goals.
Interesting.
Don't set yourself a goal you're going to hit. That's just facts.
So pure relentlessness is quite okay.
Yeah.
The reward at the other end.
No, because I don't care about, like I said, I'm not looking to hit the goal. I know I'm not going to hit that.
Nothing, it kind of just happened. Do you find yourself just like, oh, I've just hit a life goal? It just kind of happened.
No, I don't think anything just happens. Probably relentless pursuit.
I agree. Question 5. You just took an amazing vacation. You're going on so many vacations. The number of cool things that we could have done this summer and he's on vacation instead is tragic.
I only really go on vacay around this time.
Never call it that.
So when I go on vacay or vacay or staycay as well.
Do you ski?
I've never skied, but I really want to.
You should come on the YouTuber skiing trip every winter. That's so fun.
I've not been invited.
You just took an amazing vacation. How do you feel when it ends? Exhausted from all the fun having, exhausted from all the soul searching, satisfied but glad to be back home, like I don't want to go back to real life.
There was definitely a time where it was like, oh, I don't want to go home after a holiday, but now sort of satisfied but happy to be home.
Me too. I'm a real I'm like, oh, especially I love a holiday when on the day you're going home, you're like,
you're ready.
I'm ready to go home now.
Yeah,
it's
same.
the best feeling.
It's because I do like routine.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, I don't know.
We have really fun work as well, so it's always fun to be like, I'm looking forward to getting back to
we're very
posting.
fortunate in not being in a position where it's like, oh, I really don't want to go back to work on Monday. It's more, for me, it's actually more, I get a bit stressed towards the end of a holiday because I'm like, okay, I kind of want to get back to get shit done now. Back to the grind.
Relentless as always.
Yeah.
Our answers have been pretty close to this. I've been locking yours in. Big one. Which of these do you think is the most important thing in life? To search for truth, to find peace and be calm, to feel good, or to understand our world?
I'm stuck between understand our world and feel good. Really? Because from a selfish perspective, feeling good is so important.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point in doing anything if it doesn't make you feel good? Obviously, you're not always in a position where that's even possible because say you're working a job and you don't enjoy it, but you need the money, you know? But then what was the exploring?
To feel good or to understand the world? To understand you've narrowed it down to.
To understand the world, because I always think like, if you just take a minute to remember, we're actually on Earth in a universe we know nothing about. Everything that happens on Earth does not really matter. We've set up like society constructs, all of this. We've got our own systems running, but realistically, none of it's real. Money is not real. Nothing is real. The only real thing is that we are all on Earth. We have no idea what the universe is. So does that push you more towards the to feel good? Because realistically, understanding more about the world, what does it change? Like, what's the point? I think, okay, like realistically, if someone says you can spend the rest of your life just feeling good, or you can feel crap, but you will just know everything about how the universe began, like, you know. I think, but as a species, the most important is to understand what life is. Do you think that's more important than to feel good? As a species. Because I think I base my morality on suffering and well-being. So I think my priority is feeling good. Yeah. From a selfish perspective, like if I'm like, for me, feeling good is more important than discovering what's going on in the universe or anything like that. But as mankind, like if we took away our consciousness where it was just like a reactive decision and stuff like that, we would just be exploring. We're supposed to explore. We're supposed to find out.
What do you mean we're supposed
Earth
to?
is.
What does supposed to even mean if there's nothing more to?
Because that's what we're supposed to do.
But what does that mean?
That's our purpose.
Is it in a subjective way, as in that's what you think we should be doing, or do you think there's some sort of objective purpose there?
I went through a crisis at one point where I was like, no other job matters except for the jobs of exploring the galaxy and understanding where we are, what we are, if there are other life forms out there.
This is really interesting because with a lot of philosophy, there's almost like people talk about a hierarchy where everything leads to the top most important thing. So it's like, you can say, I want a job, I want this, I want that one. But they go, okay, why do you want a job? And it's like, oh, so I can have money. And why do you want money? Oh, so I can put food on the table and put a roof over my head. Okay, why do you want that? Well, it's because I value my life and my ability to survive. And, you eventually get to something that is right at the top. And it kind of sounds like, to understand our world, sounds like that's actually at the top for you, which is really interesting because in that place we probably do differ then, because I think it's, for me, I'm much more of a well-being and suffering balance person where I think, let's say there are two alternative universes that we could live in. One where on the world, humans, everyone feels good. There's no suffering. Everyone feels good, but we have no idea about anything. Everyone's enjoying their work, enjoying their food. There's plentiful food. In fact, let's say you don't even have to work. We've built robots that can do everything for us. Maybe this will even be the case one day where people don't have to work. You just spend all day and you say, I want this meal. An AI robot can go out and get everything from the land and that it needs to, and it can come home and it can make them, and you can go into a virtual reality world where you can play and do whatever you want and all this kind of stuff. But in that world, no one has any idea about where we even are in the solar system barely. We can just about tell that we revolve around the sun, but we don't know when the universe began. We don't know about our galaxy. We don't know about any of that. To me, that's preferable to one where perhaps a universe where there's a good amount of suffering, where people are having really tough lives and they're working really hard and they don't see their family, but all of this is going on because everyone in the world is unified in one common task of finding out more about the universe. And you've got people being lonely and going up and living on different, like kind of like in Interstellar, when you've got different people on different planets all by themselves. They live really tough lives, but they're sacrificing that for the benefit of humanity to go.
Yeah, I would sacrifice happiness to
really
get answers on that sort of stuff.
Interstellar wise, would you, if NASA turned around to you tomorrow and said, listen, Batch, we think that there is a planet, let's say we can travel there in 5 years.
Yeah.
There's a meteorite headed for Earth. Yeah. This is our last chance. You're the only person genetically that can survive the atmosphere in the next year. But after then, something magic's going to happen to the atmosphere. Something's going to happen and everyone will be able to live there. So we need to send just you up to test it out. Yeah. And if we can't send you, we can't send anyone else, and we're never going to know if we can continue life. Would you go?
Yeah.
Would you?
At 100%. Would you not? I really would. I don't know what it is. I think it's just something inside of me. I really love.
Yeah, that almost sounds, actually, to be fair, that includes that's a bit more including human suffering.
But even if you ignored human suffering,
let's just say,
and that sort of stuff, I would sacrifice my own happiness to explore the universe.
Okay, that's actually a much better one because that doesn't cross over. Let's say they go, there's this planet and only you can survive there, and we need a human to go figure it out. And from this planet, you'll be able to figure out, some key answers to the universe.
I would do it.
But you'll never see your family again. You'll never fall in love with anyone. You never make love again. You'll never enjoy a friendship and, feel the warm embrace of your mother again.
I don't know. I think I would do it for purpose.
Interesting.
I think I would do it for purpose. There's something inside of me that just wants to I don't know if explore is the right word, or, like something in me, like a Viking with something in him to go west, minus all the killing and stuff.
There we go. So to understand our world is your answer.
I think so.
Question 7 out of 10. We're almost
It might
there.
just be because of what I studied, though. Say if I didn't ever study astrophysics, anything like that, I might have a different answer.
But were you always, were you born with a curiosity for the world? And
I really loved animals and Earth in general. I would always get like the Nat Geo Wild magazines and stuff like that as a kid, flick through those. Loved animals, but then, and dinosaurs.
Wow, that's like me now. We've got a dinosaur episode coming up, by the way, guys, but we're planning a lot for it because we want it to be like really cool and interesting. Right. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, but then my interest transitioned into like space and planets, and I really love exoplanets. That's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did my dissertation on, was exoplanets and stuff.
What's the official definition for an exoplanet?
Literally just it has to be, the thing is, there's the definition for a planet. The reason why Pluto is not a planet is because it has to be spherical enough to be a planet, but it has to also be able to clear its I don't know what the word is, area of any other debris. It has to like dominate in terms of a gravity sense, but Pluto does not dominate in that sense, for instance, so it's not a planet. There's other requirements, I forget all of them now, but exoplanet just literally means it's just a planet with a different star. It's another stellar system, and usually what's really interesting is that our solar system is so unique in comparison to what most of the stellar systems we see out there. Because a lot of them, the gas giants, so our gas giants being Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, are further out, and our terrestrial planets, which just means Earth, Mars, Mercury, Venus, rocky planets, are further in. In most stellar systems, the gas giants are closest to the sun, the star, and they call them hot Jupiters because they usually migrate inwards. Jupiter, for some reason, never did migrate inwards, and neither did the other gas giants, and so you end up with Earth in this Goldilocks zone. So it's really, I don't know, I just loved learning about all of that stuff because all the other stellar systems are so different to ours.
That is interesting. I really like have you heard of the potato radius?
No.
So it concerns the sort of shapes of objects in space. So obviously mass has gravity. And so the bigger, the more mass, the more gravity. And you eventually get to a size of an object. It's about 200 to 300 kilometers in diameter, where you can't really get anything bigger than that isn't a sphere.
Right.
Just because anything bigger than that that's sort of like oblong will just be crushed into a sphere by the weight of its own gravity.
Yeah.
And it's called the potato radius.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty cool.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So anyway, back to question 7. What or who do you consult when faced with a moral dilemma? This doesn't have my best friend Arthur on it, annoyingly, so you're going to have to go with the second choice.
Oh, hell no. Did you say moral dilemma?
Yes. My gut feeling. Are you a gut feeling kind of guy?
Ultimately, my gut has the last say. I will get advice, but I will always go with what I feel is the best decision at the end. So people don't like me for that.
Because you're currently you've kind of decided now that you are going to move to London so that we can spend a lot more time together. Was that largely a gut making the final call? I don't know whether gut's the right word to use, or just like thinking through things properly and then just being like, yeah. Sometimes that's not gut. Sometimes I know what you mean by gut feeling, like as in sometimes like you're this feeling that not really. I'm not. Is it more based on the facts? Yeah, because I really procrastinate a decision. Because the other options are, so it's gut feeling, which doesn't sound like it is. The facts, which is sort of analysing the facts yourself, which sounds like what you're doing. Yeah. Older and wiser people. Really? Or anyone I come across. Okay, yeah, just facts. I analyse the facts. You wouldn't really speak to a stranger about stuff, would you? Would you seek? Never speak to strangers. I don't really speak to wise people about it either. You ask me stuff all the time. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't speak to wise people. I speak to dunces. What? That's a horrible word.
Is it? Just means idiot, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's just a horrible word to describe a best friend. Question 8 out of 10. What's the most important ingredient to success?
Oh, paprika.
So number 1, intelligence. Number 2, paprika. Number 3 is born into wealth. No, intelligence, perseverance, being born into wealth, or stubbornness.
Can I have them again, please? I was confused. I've been thrown off by paprika, to be honest.
So number 1, intelligence. Number 2, paprika. Number 3, born into wealth. And number 4, stubbornness.
And this is success.
So what are the important ingredients to success? Intelligence, perseverance, born into wealth, or stubbornness? The way you speak about your social media career, there's a bit of stubbornness because you were at it for a while.
I think
You had all these channels and you were just like, you know what, I'm going to make this work. And eventually you did.
Yeah, because I think stubbornness can just be like persistence, right?
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, but I'm kind of torn because
That's more
intelligence is
perseverance, I guess.
important.
Perseverance is like a nicer way of saying stubbornness, I guess.
Yeah. I don't want to say intelligence because you don't have to be really intelligent to be successful. You just don't have to, but it does help. But then there's so many different types of intelligence. Like you could just have, like there's academic intelligence, but there's common sense, which helps.
So like street smarts.
Street smarts. I would actually say stubbornness.
Stubbornness, interesting.
From a personal perspective, stubbornness is probably what helped me get to where I am today.
It's interesting for a philosophical quiz to use the word success because it is such a hotly debated. I mean, it's
very subjective.
Yeah, exactly. Arguably, it's, you could look at someone and say, oh, you have no followers and a big family, you're not successful.
Yeah.
And someone like that could go, oh, I have a big family, all these kids that love me, and and you've got nothing, you've only got your followers, and they could look at you and be like, you're not a success. I guess you and I, in the same sense, I also have no kids.
Yeah. Well,
so
that they know of.
As far as I know, who knows? No.
Yeah.
You unfortunately have to be intimate with a woman to be.
True. That's such a shame. Or you could do it with yourself.
Yeah, I'm still electrocuting that petri dish. Ain't nothing happening.
Ain't nothing happening, boy.
Ain't nothing springing out of that, boy. So stubbornness you're going with?
Yeah, I think so. Like as in and stubborn. I don't mean stubbornness with other people. I mean being stubborn with the task at hand.
So is that not more perseverance?
Is that an option?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Intelligence, perseverance, born into wealth, or stubbornness.
You replaced perseverance with paprika. I swear to God, you did not say perseverance.
I did. I said paprika a couple of times.
Okay, 100% perseverance then. I thought that was paprika. Absolutely perseverance. That makes that so much easier now that I know that's an option. Yeah, persevere, so people.
Funny.
Persevere. You can like taking YouTube for example or TikTok. You can physically not upload 200 videos and be in a worse position than when you started.
Yeah, that's true.
If you upload 200 videos, even if you didn't gain many followers, you'll gain followers. You'll get views from those 200 videos. Even if you don't get as many as you're hoping for, you've gained knowledge on the situation. You know how to make videos now. You know how to do it better. I just think perseverance in any aspect is great.
Yeah, there are definitely caveats.
Not any aspect.
Yeah, and there's sort of actually, like it's funny when I'm always very cautious with these sort of like general life advice things because have you seen that? You must have seen the classic Molly May on the like business podcast being like everyone has the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
And
just don't say that.
Yeah. I mean, that was silly. But I do feel like with almost everything you say, you could have someone just being like,
I think that was
well, you can say perseverance, but what about me who's just really sleepy all the time? Like, it's easy for you to say someone who's not a sleepy boy or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But guys, don't be stupid. people, I felt that Molly May thing was a little harsh because I know she didn't mean it to come across that way.
She was on a grind set podcast.
Yeah, she was just saying everyone's got the same. I think what she meant by that was there's 24 hours in a day for everybody. Use your time wisely. Obviously, everyone is in a different situation. She's very fortunate, whatever. But she didn't mean it in a way to like bring others down for not doing what she's doing or anything. Yeah,
because you get people that were like, oh, I'm at uni and I also am paying my own way, so I've got a job and I also care for an elderly family member. Yeah. And it's like, that's a valid point and you are right that is a caveat, but you should also be able to be aware that she is addressing people who have got the time, and she's just going,
exactly.
her point is to say, maximize your time and spend it wisely.
Also, people are quick to jump on, like, they'll say, oh, it's easy for you because you do this for a job, so you can just do it. But there was a time when I, for instance, didn't do this for a job. I was doing uni, working at M&S and posting videos, doing a bunch of stuff, just doing it on the side. But people will see you in the position when it is your job and be like, oh, that's easy for you to say because this is all you do every day. Yeah, there was a time when that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I had the exact same. I was in my final year of law doing it and then joined a law firm, and I was like, if I'm going to keep my YouTube career alive, I need to write off my weekends and literally would work Monday to Friday. Yeah. Every hour working there at a law firm and stuff. But then, at the same time, we would also balance that by just being like, we know that there are definitely people that had it even harder than us.
Exactly.
That,
100%.
Couldn't even if they wanted to. So
couldn't find the time at all. No.
When we're giving these types of things, we mean for it to be read in a much more general sense. And we both very much appreciate that there are caveats and
100%.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be in a position where they can put the time into their passion, even if they wanted to.
What appeals to you most about living in the ancient Greek era? The awesome outfits, all the dialoguing.
I would look good in a tunic.
The breathtaking architecture, the bloody games. I don't think they mean that in a British way.
The bloody game.
The bloody game.
Come on, Eileen. I was going to say the architecture, and then because I hate how boring architecture is now.
That's so true.
But then
all the buildings are just glass.
The bloody games would be good. Like even not just bloody, like chariot racing.
I don't know if I'd enjoy it. I don't know if I'd enjoy watching a gladiator fight.
Okay, all right, maybe. Yeah, but just think you're in that time. There's no other form of entertainment. So your body is so starved of dopamine that because you've not got TikTok frying your dopamine. Yeah. So when you see...
You haven't got the Bach and Arthur podcast on Spotify.
Exactly. Imagine a world where that doesn't exist. So when you see a man taking on a lion and everyone's together watching it, oh my God, the dopamine would just give you straight up bones.
That's true. But imagine introducing football to them.
Oh my God.
They would
do
go
it
crazy.
Naked.
That Colosseum would pop off if you just put two nets either side and gave him a ball.
Pig's bladder.
So are you saying the bloody games? This might affect your moral outcome a little bit here.
Yeah.
Well, the outfits are great. The philosophical dialogue is great.
I like to think though, if I was around that time, I would be a gladiator. So I can say that because I would actually put myself up against a lion. So I'm fine to watch it because I'm like, hey, I did it.
I think I'd be yapping away with Plato and Socrates, just being like,
no, you would be cleaning up.
It is immoral.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. No, you'd be the guy just feeding grapes to the emperor. How disappointing. Just one this time. Okay, no, I would go for the architecture.
Architecture, interesting.
Would you agree on that?
No, mine would definitely be the dialoguing. I think that'd be so interesting.
But dialoguing is in the fact that you're just walking back and forth speaking to yourself out loud. Because it's very anime.
No, I think it's the discussion with people around you.
I think they just seem wise now.
It's the sort of a Socratic method of dialoguing, though. The way Socrates just famously, you read his dialogues that Plato sort of wrote, and it's very much like people give him an answer and he just won't fucking take it. It's kind of, you can tell people around him will be like, oh, here he is again.
I feel like at the time, if you were around these guys, you'd be a bit like...
Yeah. Like he pulls an old man off the street and says like, do you think you're a successful person? And he's like, yeah, I've got a good amount of money. Yeah. And he's like, so money's what you value most. So if I took away your family, you'd still... And he's like,
these are the sort of people,
well, brilliant.
Yeah, these are the sort of people that if you see them in London, they pulled you up to speak like that, you just keep on fucking walking and ignoring them. I've got somewhere to be, mate. I can't fucking stop. So in ancient Greek times, I think you get away with that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Because they were just chinning wine.
Yeah, they got nothing to do. So when a guy comes up to you going, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah.
You probably would engage.
Yeah.
It's an unskippable moment.
Saw someone saying the other day that it's funny how people look down upon their meals, just being like, oh, these poor people in ancient Greece, you know, they pretty much ate nothing but bread, butter, olives, a couple of grapes and a bit of cheese here and then. And it's like, that's my perfect meal. That's what I want to live off. A couple of fish maybe on the side. It is crazy that they'd be able to survive off that though. Like when you listen to how much they did just eat literally just like bread.
Yeah.
And a bit of butter.
But that's all you need.
Bit of cheese. You know, you can survive off just potatoes and milk. It's got absolutely everything you need. All vitamins, minerals, proteins.
Milk's the big powerhouse in that situation then.
Well, the skin of potato has a lot of vitamins and minerals.
But the actual potato itself.
Yeah,
This is why I disagree with the nightshade family.
Yeah, what was that?
It's just potatoes part of the nightshade family.
Okay.
I thought that would go down a bit better.
No idea what you're talking about. The last one is a difficult one. It says, pick the image that makes your brain tingle with joy. But for our audio listeners, I'm not going to let you see it, so you're in the same boat as them. But alas, I shall describe it to you. There's one that's essentially a blue screen with lots of mathematical writings on it. It's a bit like that meme where it's like...
Can I see it?
No.
It doesn't affect them whether I see it or not. You're describing it either way.
Okay, well, let me describe you them and then I'll show you them. Because I'll have you pick from the way I describe them, and then I want you to look at them and then pick and see if it changes, just so the audio listeners
your voice ain't tickling my brain.
Yeah, so lots of like writing, sort of like a white pen on a window with like a blue glow in the background. Just very sciencey. It just looks like a standard science. The next one is an iPad with lots of emojis and stuff just bursting from the end of it. People, the sound emoji, the magnifying glass.
Sound emoji.
Yeah.
What?
God, still no soundboard, thank goodness. The third one,
bruh.
Lots of women in a party. There's a red background. They've all got eye masks on and they're drinking. That's pretty much it. It's just sort of a party. It looks
7 minutes in heaven they're playing.
Quite sexual. And the last one is perfect white background, and it's just 6 rocks perfectly balanced on each other. Do you know what I'm describing?
Yeah.
Which one of these do you think you like the most?
Rocks.
Yeah, me too.
Can I see them?
Look at them. Do you like the rocks the most? Can you hurry up, because our audio listeners are getting bored? Not that it helps much when you're talking,
I'm actually
but...
getting scratched more by the symbols.
Wow, really?
I like the
mathematical
colours.
writings.
I'm thinking it's making me tingle.
Interesting, even though you can't understand all...
No, I have no idea what's on there, but I'm just tingling as fuck.
Are you ready? Submit. Calculating results.
Please be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Almost done. Which one do you think it's going to be? Leonardo DiCaprio is not a philosopher.
Probably going to be, I don't know, because half of them ended in itis.
What?
Something is going to end in itis. Iridocyclitis.
The results are in.
Iridocyclitis.
You are Pythagoras.
Theorem!
The world is your intellectual playground. You're compelled to find concrete answers to every question that crosses your mind.
I do like concrete.
That's so interesting.
I like that. Out of all of them, I think that's a good one to get, Pythagoras. You know he liked triangles, right?
He did. That kind of stuff is what I... Back then, they had a lot of simpler things. They just think of a few simple things. Like Isaac Newton. Oh, the apple fell. There must be something causing that to fall. Now I'm one of the most genius men of all time.
However, if an apple fell on my head before gravity was discovered, I would not have just said there has to be a force at play, to be honest.
Really? Well, now we know who's wrong, because gravity isn't even a force. Tell them why.
Facts.
Tell them why.
Because of general relativity.
I'm going to take the quiz really quickly myself to see who I get. So tell them about general relativity.
So, general relativity, discovered by Albert Einstein, a theorem produced by Albert Einstein, states that, in fact, gravity is not a force, but in fact, space-time is one thing. Space and time is part of the same construct. And so, think of the universe as a web. And when you place Earth in the web, the mass of Earth creates a bulge, and therefore everything bends and curves around it. And so gravity, the idea of gravity being that mass pulls in is wrong. It's that gravity is in essence the act of space-time being bent in such a way that things would move inwards with the curvature. I feel like it's a really bad explanation, as no one's going to understand that.
I thought that was good.
Because I was using diagrams in my head and I could see them.
Yeah, you're
and no one else. Can we pull that up? Pull that the diagram from my head? Can we put that in? Because I've got... yeah, I've got Neuralink. I didn't tell you that, actually.
Would you actually get a Neuralink early on?
No, I wouldn't. In the beginning, I was thinking, oh, yeah, I'll do that. But I don't think I need it. I'm not going to use it. And you'll be too smart for your own good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you get to Google stuff, our podcast will be amazing.
But also, people just hate you because you'll be having a conversation and they can't add any value to that conversation anymore.
Why
Like
is
if we
that?
have a conversation, you know so many things that I've never heard of or had no knowledge on. So if you tell me something like, oh, that's really interesting, I want to hear more. But in a situation where I have Neuralink, I know everything. So if you say, oh, have you ever heard of Theseus' ship? I'll go, yes. And then I'll explain the whole thing. Won't
Yeah,
be able
and
to
you
help
just got it in
myself.
your head.
Yeah.
That's true. That's kind of sad, actually.
I think it'll just ruin human interaction.
Yeah. Also, speaking of ruining human interaction, because I've already done the quiz, they won't let me do another one.
You're joking.
They're like, you've got your result, Pythagoras, now stick with it.
Wait, so we don't get yours?
Stubbornness. I don't get mine. They said I could get an email in 2 minutes, but I don't know if I believe that.
Oh, that sucks.
But that was really interesting. I actually really thoroughly
Who
enjoyed
do
that
you
one.
think you would have got?
Socrates.
Socrates. What does that mean?
He's just a very big on dialogue.
Yeah.
So a lot of his, Socrates never really wrote anything down. He was Plato's teacher. Plato sort of wrote everything we know about Socrates, and the majority of the works are just conversational. So it's like Socrates speaking to Plato, or like characters speaking, and it's sort of like it's a way of conveying ideas through sort of dialogue, and that I just find really interesting.
Yeah.
I love just asking lots of questions and being like, but why?
Yeah.
That's why I really want to get more people on the podcast, because I love just being like,
So you can go, why?
but why?
Why?
Or justify it.
Yeah. What train did you get here?
Yeah.
Why?
Right. I'm not
Why?
annoying. This is kind of screeny, gamey related. This is Lara's suggestion. We don't know how this is going to work
Shout out.
as well for audio people, but we'll try and do our best, because we would like to play a game of Wordle. So here we are. Okay, this is the tough one. How do we begin?
I'd like to just say I have never played Wordle in my life and I don't know how it works. So treat me as like the audio listeners, if that makes sense.
So all of these boxes are 5 letters long. And so we get to write a 5-letter word.
Okay.
Like let's say...
And we have 6 attempts.
Yeah, and so you'll get a green if you get the right letter in the right place. Orange if it's right letter, wrong place. Or red if that letter isn't anywhere. Okay. So ideally, we want something early on that has a lot of common letters, like the letter E.
I was going to say, there's definitely the right word to start with, isn't there?
There are. So people have done statistical analyses of like what the best word to come up with first is. But technically, you could use a word that's less favorable in terms of overall statistics. But let's say the word is just match.
And we get lucky.
If you guess your first word is batch, BATCH.
Yeah.
You're only a letter
evil
off.
brother.
So even though there's statistical...
Okay, so should we
words. So
start with smear, as in smear test?
Yeah. And then you know what? And then we can do batch, and that's a bunch of different letters. Let's go for smear.
Thank you. And we got it right straight away, guys. No, not a single thing in the right
That is the worst possible... Okay, let's go for batch.
So we didn't get a single letter at all.
No, because that doubles the A. Botch, BOTCH.
Okay, botch. We're going to go for botch, like a botch job. Oh, okay.
So we've got a H at the end.
So a H at the end is in the right place. The T in botch is yellow, meaning it's in the word, but not in the right place. So...
I think we need to do something that's a 5-letter word that doesn't have a H, probably not a T in it, just to find some new letters.
Okay,
Does that make sense? So we don't have to do something that has a H at the end.
We don't have to keep the H there, yeah.
So we can
okay, but also with an H ending for a 5-letter word, it's probably
a TH. You're probably right.
It's probably a TH because the T is definitely there. I would actually say it could be... Oh my God, I know the word.
Go on. Huh? Yeah.
It's all T's and then an H at the end. Up top, we're about to high five for the audio listeners. You just backhanded me.
It could be fifth.
Okay.
FIFTH, but don't put that in.
Yeah, that's double F.
Because that would only really give us the F and the I, and if it's not them. So I think...
Let's do a whole new word then.
I think let's do a whole new word that probably has an F and an I in it. Because we really should get an I and a U in there somewhere if we can.
Okay, let's do... Ooh, this is difficult. What about fairy?
No, because that would not give us.
I'm just a fairy.
We've already got the A and the R.
I said, I'm just a fairy.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Fairly Odd Parents?
I'm starting to think I've got the wrong person for this one.
Okay, what about Fire in the Booth? Can we put that in there? Oh, it's hard to pick a word. Do you know what? Let's just pick one. It doesn't matter if we even end up getting this right or not. Judge. What about that? Do you like judge?
J-U-D.
That's a lot of letters to test.
G-E. But we know there's no E.
Fling.
Fling works. Yeah, go on. Let's do fling.
As in fling the bean. Oh, okay. So it ends in ith, probably.
We think it's probably I-T-H.
So it could be g.
And there's a G.
Gith ends in ith, and G is one of the first two letters, probably.
That I think probably isn't right.
Glith.
Right. Goodness.
A gith.
Glith, cliff, yulith, vlith.
So it's probably
I don't.
gaith.
What does that mean?
Faith.
There's no A though.
To the old job.
There's no A. We know that I is the middle letter, H is the end letter, and there's a T and a G in there somewhere. Could it be I-G-H?
I don't know with a word that short and an I there. I don't know. I-G-H. No, I don't think so. I think it would be ith. I think it ends in ith. We could try something.
Well, we've still got 3.
We could try something that ends in ith to test, do you think? To see if it ends in ith? It's risky.
Okay, but and then we'll use the... I mean, try and think. But I also want to figure out where the G goes. Can you think of anything that, like, we could test the G and the ITH? I can't think of a word, which is why I'm thinking it can't be that. Because what is a word that's ITH with a G in the first 2 letters?
I'm not too sure unless it's goith.
What's that?
I know, it can't be goith. It's when you walk into a room, you're like, goith, who's listening to me? Goith, goith, you're not listening to me.
I do not believe you.
Goith, I'm right here, goith.
PH? It could end in a PH? I know, because then it would be TGI.
TMG. What about, oh my God, it's cliff.
I think we try and get a U just to make sure. I know, because then it would be because we've got 4 of the 5 letters. TIGH.
Oh, this, guys, is really difficult and hard.
This is actually so much harder than I thought it was going to be.
And it's hard to explain what's going on, really, to be honest with you. But you just bear with. Why don't I tell a story whilst you're doing it? So once upon a time, I was playing Wordle with Arthur. And because audio listeners can't see us, he's had his arm around me this whole time. That's not true. What? The gay ghost is back.
Truth could help us. Because that would test the U and figure out if there's a TH.
Let's try truth.
It's not great and then we can find out if the T is at the start. So that would help us a lot. Let's go with truth.
That's a good call, actually. T is at the start.
Oh, and it's not TH.
Not TH. So
it's T something, I something H, and there's a G in there somewhere. Well, it's not going to be TG.
No, so it's definitely
IGH.
T something IGH. And we've pretty much got rid of all the vowels.
T something IGH.
Unless it's another letter that we've already got in there.
TH.
It's thigh.
It's thigh.
It's thigh.
THIGH.
Oh my God. It knew you were wearing shorts. It knew your thighs were out.
Yeah.
We actually did pretty good, I think.
That wasn't great.
Yeah, but that was terrible.
We were just thinking if. There we go.
Okay, that's the first time I've ever done a Wordle.
There we go. We've done his first Wordle.
We did it with flying colours.
Yeah. We could just cut most of the segment and just be like, first guess.
First guess.
And just
Whippy!
Paste it in.
Oh, that is a relief. Now, I'm going to die a happy man.
Now, on to another Lara thing before our science news segment.
Lara thing.
Lara has got some comments that start in a certain way.
Interesting.
And now
I see them.
We've got to fill in the gaps.
Okay, so starting off with, God, it would be so funny if you guys
died.
No.
Do you see all the comments that are like, I love this podcast, guys. Please don't die.
Please don't die, yeah.
Where has that come from?
I don't know. I think it originated on TikTok and it's spread. Because you'll see a TikTok comment will blow up somewhere and then it gets commented all over TikTok and then it spreads throughout social media.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
By the way, Lara, do you know the answers to these?
She has to.
Oh, okay. There's white boxes in the way. Okay.
God, it would be so funny if you guys kissed.
What? To be fair, I could see that being written.
That would be funny. Should we do it?
That would not be funny. Stay away from me.
God, it would be so funny if you
and your
guys
spag bol mouth.
got a soundboard.
I thought that was
or
going to be it.
got slushy noobs on. People comment a lot about slushy noobs. Was this on the last podcast episode, do you think? 'Cause it says 5 days ago. So what was that on? That was on Red Bull. So, God, it would be so funny if you guys
I'm going to go died.
crashed. Or you want to go died?
I'm going died. What's yours?
I'm going to say crashed.
Let's
I'm going to say crashed.
Okay, we're going crashed and died. What do we say?
No, wait. If you guys broke the record, I'm saying.
Okay, there we go.
Made out.
It was kissed. Oh, for goodness sakes.
Made
Why
out is
did we not
way
go-
worse than kiss. I just know Lara was probably giggling when we mentioned kiss. You'll see.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. So we've not got a single point yet.
Next up, when are we getting? This is going to be space.
When
or
are
worm.
we getting ... merch? I don't think it would be worm. I don't recognize the name tag from Patreon, so I don't think it would be worm.
Jorge, that's true.
When are we getting... Oh, this was 12 days ago. So this
space,
was...
Is that space merch?
Which pod was this, though?
I don't know, but I think that's a general comment. That could be on anything.
When are we getting... It's just one word.
I'm going to say space.
I'm going to say... Oh, what is it?
Come on, hurry up.
When are we getting...
Just say something.
Alien. I'm going to say, when are we getting Alien merch?
What? Oh, that's actually
That
really
makes
funny.
so much sense. When are we getting what merch?
By the way, I got a message from the guy. This guy messaged me being like, hey, it's my girlfriend who did the what video.
Wow.
He's from Jersey.
What?
And his girlfriend goes there all the time. So shout out Jersey and shout out that
Jersey.
guy and shout out his girlfriend.
Arthur put Jersey on a map. Batch, why is your mouth
Orange.
Orange, yeah.
Orange.
I'll go yellow, you go orange.
Fine.
Okay, I'll go yellow. Green, right.
Green?
That's bullshit.
What?
That's fucking bullshit.
When has it ever been green?
And fingers
That's
crossed as
so-
well. What does that even mean? Why is your mouth green? Fingers
Batch
crossed.
Batch always eats bolognese before we do these things.
This is like the nut allergy thing in reverse.
He doesn't wipe his face properly. So he's always got a bit of an orange.
There's only one guy who was eating pasta before this podcast recording. And there's a little bit of chicken on the table still from it. I'll let you guys guess who that
It's
was.
because it got stuck to the lid of the pasta. It was one of those meals. And
There is a bin. You didn't have to just put the block of chicken on the table and leave it there.
Well, I thought I might be so hungry that it being on the desk didn't upset me.
What? Anyway, this is a great podcast to listen to while blank. This could go one of two ways.
I'm going to go revising.
I'm going to go... Oh, it could be vile.
It's an anonymous user, so I just be masturbating.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, while... It could be driving. It could be something like that.
Could be
or it could be
menstruating?
while... Oh, I like that. What are you going for?
I'm going for studying.
I'm going for menstruating. Oh, shit, it's long. Sobbing on the toilet. Sobbing on the toilet with insane period shits.
You've got it.
But I stole it from you, so it doesn't feel right. But period
Yeah,
shits.
she is menstruating.
Period shits.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it does affect their stomach.
Wow.
Okay, this
Let's
next
call that one all
Arthur is such a blank.
cutie pie.
C word, can we say that on here or not?
Or so, it's either going to be neat. It's either going to be really cute or really neat.
I'm going to go with gaslighter.
Oh, there's such a...
Yeah,
I'm going to
going
say,
gaslighter.
I think it's going to be funny. So it's going to be nerd.
Oh,
Arthur is such a
diplomatic
diplomatic speaker.
That's too kind to you.
That is kind.
Damn, I did not see that coming.
To be fair, I did do the caveat thing about 20 minutes ago. Didn't I?
Caveat. GVD 2009 says blank on camera.
That's 100% going to say kiss.
Kiss, queef, fart. It could be anything.
We can't queef. We've been through this.
Yeah, but the people want to see it. Ah, what are you saying then? Kiss.
It's so short, but I'm going to go kiss.
I'm going to go fart. Kiss on camera.
Okay,
What
now
the
it definitely is
fuck?
one all.
Oh, well done. Well,
Is that all of
that's
them?
all of them, isn't it? Well,
That was actually a really funny
fun.
segment. That was
We
good.
should do that again. I like that a lot.
As if the whilst menstruating was the right answer.
So if you guys comment on this video right now, say anything, and you could make it into the next game. That's great for engagement, guys. That's
on.
great. We're all in this together.
So
Let's say thank you to Lara for that. That's really great.
Yeah, thank you,
can spam
Lara.
the comments with thank you,
that
Lara.
was really cool. So I've got two bits of cool science in the news. For the first
Interesting.
one, I'm going to give you the headline, and I want you to figure out what it's
wait.
probably saying.
Minus line. Carry on.
And if you subscribe to our Patreon, no, I'm joking.
Oh, hell no.
Science headline number 1, hippos can't swim, but they can fly. Explain that one, white boy.
So people often think hippos are tremendous swimmers. No, their bone density is actually so great that they don't float. They sink right to the bottom of the water and they run along the bottom. It basically, they hit the bottom and they go, and it pushes them, propels them forward. So they're flying through the water, sort of.
Good hippo
You
knowledge.
didn't know I knew that, did you?
Great hippo knowledge.
Thanks. Well, what is the answer?
But why can they fly? So they can't swim. You got that bit. That's true. They can't swim. They just run along the bottom.
Hippos can fly
Yeah.
through water.
Nope.
Okay. Here,
That's
do you
just
want the
swimming.
truth? Do you want the truth?
Yes.
Because when they fill the gas, like a hot air balloon, they fly.
Not everyone is as gassy as you.
That
That's
was
the
one
gaseous
time. That
man.
was one time. So hippos can fly because they're actually on a Red Bull can. Aren't
They're
they?
not. Oh, there's definitely a Red Bull ad where they are.
I feel like I've seen a
flying.
hippo flying in Red Bull.
Yeah. And back when they did those cartoons.
Yeah. that's
Red
what
Bull
I
gives
think.
you wings.
Yeah, I swear a hippo flew.
But
That's
no.
the real reason.
Come on, think through it because I think you can get this.
Hippos can fly. Interesting. So has it got something to do with their density?
No.
Has it got anything to do with water?
No.
Has it got anything to do with 0G?
No. It's literal as well.
Fly. Literal?
Hmm.
Well, if you threw it out of a...
No.
Okay. Hippos can fly because they get transported via air cargo. Okay. Hippos can fly because...
Without any assistance or weird caveats.
I've never tried caveat, so I wouldn't know. Hippos can fly because at the end of the day, nothing's impossible.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you now. So new research has discovered that the bodacious bodies of hippos go airborne when they trot, building up enough speed to get all 4 of their trotters off the ground simultaneously.
It's not flying.
They might not be giving Superman a run for his money, but the discovery has revealed that these animals are more athletic than we give them credit for, even if they can't swim.
Yeah, but...
That's quite cool.
My feet, I can fly then.
Well, I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't have used the word fly, but I think that's quite cool that all 4 of their legs are off the ground when they run. Because
Well, 'cause they're
hippos
so
run
big.
so fast. Laura, quickly
Yeah,
Google
they're
how fast
very
hippos
quick.
run exactly. But I'm guessing it's sort of 30 to 40 miles an hour.
My delusional ass thinks I could beat one of them up, though.
30 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
20 miles an hour.
They just don't look...
That's pretty fast.
Every now and then I'll really look at an animal and think, what the fuck? How is that real and on the same earth as me? And we just don't talk about it. And their
Yeah.
milk is pink.
Yeah. They're one of the main reasons I want us to go to the London Zoo for a vlog on my channel because there's a really cool hippo enclosure.
Oh, okay. Oh, they live for 50 years, so we'll have plenty of time to do that.
Yeah. This one's actually been alive for 49.8 years. So we've got to
need
go
do it
very soon.
Okay, fine.
Especially because I think the milk goes a bit sour just before they die.
We are not drinking their milk.
All right, speak for yourself.
Interesting.
And another one. This actually might be sad news for you. This other headline.
Because I love killer whales.
Brace yourself. This isn't animal related. This is space related.
Oh my God, they got rid of it.
Have you seen anything in the news lately about the ISS, the International
No.
Space Station?
No, what have they done? What have they done?
It's coming to an end.
As in, it's literally coming to an end.
Coming to an end.
You know what that means, guys? They're going to start breaking it up and it's going to start falling in the ocean.
Yep, they're going to bring it down. And who better to do it than Elon Musk?
Is he?
SpaceX is doing it.
SpaceX is the best thing for the job.
So much of the space station can be repaired or replaced in orbit, while other parts can be returned to the ground for repair and relaunched. These parts include the solar arrays, communication equipment, life support equipment, and science hardware, NASA explains. However, the primary structure of the station, such as the crewed modules and the truss structures, cannot be repaired or replaced practically.
So they're coming back down.
So they're actually gonna bring it down. They've sort of got a deorbit vehicle, I think they call it, that SpaceX are gonna make. And
How cool is that?
so much money just
That's
to bring
just
it down.
crazy.
It's kind of sad because I did not know that, to be fair.
What?
I thought that they designed the International Space Station in a way that every part could be taken apart and replaced.
Yeah, I thought so. And I mean, the thing has, it's like the size of, is it 1 or 2 football stadiums?
It's huge.
Can you search that, please, Laura? How many football stadiums large is the ISS? It's huge.
Yeah.
I really would have thought that everything, but I guess technology dates as well, and even just
Yeah.
architecture in general dates.
Do you remember what year it got launched?
Size of 1 football field. That's massive.
Yeah, do you remember when it was launched?
No.
The year 2000.
See, I was just being born, so I was busy.
In fact, I think it was launched in 1998, and the first humans arrived on it in Halloween of the year 2000. And they set it up essentially knowing that the core had a lifespan of about 30 years. And it's just because the constant docking and undocking does damage. But also the essential core parts of it, like it was saying in the article, they expand and contract in and out of the sun a great deal. Yeah. And they knew when they brought it up that it had about a 30-year life expectancy.
I mean, nothing lasts forever anyway.
No.
It was always bound to happen.
So when they sent it up, I think in 1998, they were like, it's going to be around the year 2028, 2030 that, no matter how much repair and replacement we do, it's always going to have to come back down to Earth.
It is cool though that even some parts can be detached and brought down to Earth for fixing or repairs and then be brought back up and docked back. That's just a really cool thought in general.
Yeah. You ever seen amateur photography of it?
No.
Because this is one of the things that you can sort of photograph and people catch it when it goes past the sun.
Oh, I've got one of my backgrounds is that. It's just the ISS in front of the sun. Such a cool photo.
If you've got the right lens for it.
I love the fact that you can just, I don't know if anyone has ever actually seen it in person, but if you look out for long enough in a decently dark sky, it doesn't have to be that dark because it's pretty bright, you'll see it go past I think it's every 90 minutes you'll see it go past your sky. And it's just like, I don't know if you've ever seen Jupiter in the sky, but it's like almost 3 times as bright. Jupiter is bright. And it just goes flying past. It's like double the speed of an airplane going past the sky, or probably more. And it just was, it's got to be more because it goes past so quick. Not that quick.
Incredibly fast.
I'm not explaining it very well. It goes past like this. And then, it's the ISS because it's not flashing or anything. It's pretty obvious.
I think it's about 40 times faster than an airplane.
They're rapid.
Which is insane.
But I mean, in terms of like watching it go over.
Yeah.
It's above your head for quite a while as it goes. Yeah. It's not like it's just like...
And they have a live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, you can just look at them.
It's constant. They just
look inside there.
You can just see what they see.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It is just crazy to think that thing is just spinning around and around.
But it's funny because it kind of ties into the ship of Theseus, because I was wondering before if it didn't, if they replaced it piecemeal.
Yeah.
At what point is it no longer the International Space Station that first got sent up? But alas, how disappointing. We don't have that problem.
How disappointing.
Because all good things come to an end, just like this podcast episode. So close.
We ruined it.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasurable one. It really has.
Yeah. Some really nice topics. And let us know what you think of the games. I guess audio listeners would have to come across to our socials at Bach and Arthur to let us know, because you don't really have a comment section. Yeah. So let us know if you still enjoyed the things like the Wordle, because you technically can't see it.
I don't know how much Wordle we'll put in, but if you don't like us playing Wordle, that's understandable, because you can just hear us talking about it.
But if you did like that kind of stuff, we can play those types of mini games. They're always fun.
Yeah,
a little segment to
I
play.
really like the comment one, and that works with audio listeners as well. I think that's a really good one. We should keep that coming for sure. So if you comment right now, there's a chance you will be included next time.
Yeah.
And for my final trick, just kidding. Guys, for audio listeners, I did this really funny prank where I pretended to spill water out of my mug onto Arthur, but my mug is empty. And everyone went up in a roar of laughter.
It's all right, no one's watching anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.